Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to our Wednesday morning Women's Health Exercise session. My name is Nzali Bangisi, and I am a qualified biokineticist from the Sports Science Institute of South Africa. And ladies, today our workout session is focused on hip stability and hip strength. So most of these exercises are predominantly body weight exercises, but if you have a band, we're going to add the band for an extra challenge. So if you've got your band, please go and grab your band now. And remember, if you have any other injuries or any niggles, please do not work through pain, because you don't want to exacerbate your injury or anything like that. And just stop the movement, and then you can just come back into the following movement to join us as you go along. Right, ladies, so we're going to start off with our easy warm-up just to get our bodies ready this morning. And we're going to start at the wall. If you have a small wall or a table or a chair, anything nice and stable that you can hold on, we're going to go for our leg swings, right? So the outside leg, I'm going to just swing my leg forward and backwards nice and gently as I try and bring it up as high as I can, and just warming up that leg nice and gently. So you swing your leg gently forward and backwards as we start our warm-up. So we do about 10 swings, and then we're going to swap over to the other side. We're going to turn around and we're going to do the other side. Nice and gently, feel some stretch in your hamstrings, in your glutes and in your hips as you go backwards. Right, you can either hold onto the wall and step a little bit backwards as you go into sideways swings. So you're just going to go in and out. If you need something to hold on, please do so. Just in and out, nice and gently. Warming up the middle thigh, outside thigh, and glute. And we're doing 10 swings each side. And let's swap over to the other side. So keep your leg nice and straight. If you need to hold on to something, please do so. And 10, perfect. So we're going to start off with a roll down. So you're going to be standing at the back of your mat, and as you take a deep inhale through your nose, you're going to exhale and drop your chin to your chest. Keep your knees a little bit soft, so slight bend in your knees. Chin to your chest, drop your shoulders nice and easy forward. So what you want to do here, you want to roll down as you articulate through the spine, going all the way down, stretching out your back, relaxing your upper body as much as you can, really hollowing out that stomach. Squeeze your glutes in as you gently open up that back. And you're rolling down nice and slowly. Keep your belly button tucked in. And as you hang in this motion, I want you to now extend your legs or lock them out as you just keep your upper body nice and heavy, so you can feel that stretch in your hamstrings. So when you're here as far as you are, I want you to now bend and extend your legs. So just bend your legs in and extend. Bend, extend. We're doing 10 of these. Just keep your upper body nice and heavy as you're just bending and extending your legs. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to your last one. And 10. Well done. Now you're going to walk your hands down onto the mat, and I want you to stay in your high plank position. Right, so bum nice and down, wrist underneath my shoulders, really stable in my back. So I'm not sagging into my shoulders onto my shoulder blades. I'm really pushing out, giving my back nice stability. Also belly button up off your shirt, and you're starting to activate your abdominals as well. Whilst we're here, you're going to bring your left leg up to your left foot as you open up the hip. Right, so left leg up, and you're just going to pause there for 3 seconds before we go back and do the other leg. So we're doing 5 each side, 10 in total. 4, 4. As far as you can, bring that foot up to your hand. 7, 8, 9, to your last one, and 10. Perfect. You can walk your hands up, back to your feet, and we're going to go into our groin openers. Right, so you can have your feet a little bit wider than your hips. You're going to go straight down. Make sure that your bum goes down with your back so that you're not bending over. So your bum goes straight down with your back. You're holding your feet as much as you can, and make sure that your arms are in the middle or in between your knees. So hands are there in between your knees. My bum is dropped nicely into there, and I'm gently pushing out my knees with my elbows. And I can feel a nice stretch in between my thighs, so into my adductors. And I'm just going to gently rock from side to side as I want to open up a little bit more. Gently rocking from side to side. If you can't hold your feet, that's fine. You can just try gently holding the floor. Right, now we're going to do 10 lifts. So in this position, you want to lift and extend your legs out, but staying holding your feet. So lift and bend. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, extend your legs up, 7, 8, 9, to your last one, and 10. Perfect. Right, so now you're going to go into the floor. If you need some cushioning, please put a towel under your knee that's on the ground. Otherwise, you're going to go into this 90-degree little pose over here, and you're going to tuck the back toe underneath as you put your hands right next to your front foot. So imagine as if you're trying to start a race, or you're trying to start running. So your hands are right next to your front foot, and you're just going to extend both legs up as you try to keep your hands on the ground. If it's not possible, that's fine, but try it focusing on the front leg extending all the way up. So basically there, pushing your hips backwards and back down. If you can't keep holding the ground, that's fine. You can let go of the ground and come back all the way down. So we're doing 10 each side. Extend the front leg as much as you can. Feel it nicely in the hamstrings. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You'll notice that as soon as my knee drops down, I go straight back up. So you want it one after the other as quick as possible. So minimal pause between each one. And let's go 10 to the other side. Hands next to my foot and extend that leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, to the last one, and 10. Perfect. Now you're going to go onto your back. So lie on your back with your knees bent in. You're going to have one ankle to the opposite knee, and you're basically just going to move your leg over to that side. So my right ankle is on my left knee, and I'm just dropping that left knee, resting that right leg onto it to the other side. And I can feel a nice stretch going into that right glute. So we're going to do that 5 times on each side, but we're going to move dynamically. All right, so down for touch and lift. Allow your hips to move with your legs. Try not to just keep your hips on the ground. 3, 4, 5, and let's swap to the other side. opposite ankle to the knee, and now you're moving your right knee down to the ground. Feel the stretch in that left glute. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great. Lastly, you want to take one leg straight up to the ceiling, hold behind the knee, and you're just going to swap legs. So now the other leg is extended out the ground, and I'm going to lift it down off the ground. So lift your leg off the ground, you're pulling this straight leg into your chest. And I want us to swap. So you're going to look up, so chest or back off the ground, looking up at your feet, and you're just going to pull as you swap each side. Make sure that the other leg doesn't touch the ground, so it's always hovering off the ground, and as you pull the leg in. So we're going to do 20 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull. 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. 10 more. 5, 9, and 10. And gently relax back in. We're going to do the last one where you have your knee into your chest this time. The other leg is still extended out off the ground. So I'm pulling my knee into my chest and I feel a nice stretch in my glutes. And I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to swap sides. So chest back off the ground, looking up at my feet, and pull 2, 20 times. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And back in. You can just hold both knees into your chest and just rest there for a moment. Right, guys, so that was our warm-up. We're going to start our activation set. And I'm going to use my band just for an extra challenge. So if you have a glute band or a TheraBand, you can just loop it, put it in between, just on top of your kneecaps. Right, if you don't have a band, that's fine, guys. You can just do the exercises as is. Body weight is also quite effective. Right, so we're going to go into our bridges first. So what you want to do here when you're lying on the mat, remember, you're dropping your belly button down to the ground, so away from your shirt. Make sure that your ribs are not flaring, so I want you to look up and make sure that your ribs are not flaring over like that. So drop your ribs in, make sure that you have that connection in your abdominals. Drop your belly button down to the ground. Keep your back slightly imprinted into the mat or the floor. Right, so we have a natural curve in our back, so try and slightly drop that curve or imprint your spine into the mat, right? So you have your band on your knees, so I want you to separate your knees and make sure that the band has a little bit of tension on there. So the band will force your knees together. Now you want to separate your knees and keep your feet and knees apart first, right? So we're going to start with a normal bridge. So gluing your heels and your feet into the ground, you're literally just going to roll through the spine, so tuck your pelvis in as you lift your hips up to the ceiling. Remember, the movement comes from your glutes, so you're moving through the glutes and you're pushing your heels into the ground, keeping that knee orientation all the way up, squeezing at the top and slowly down. We're going to do 10 of these just for small activation, so you really want to focus on those glutes. So tuck your tailbone in and slowly lift up to the ceiling. Squeeze. You're going to feel a nice stretch also in your hip flexors, and you're going to slowly move back down. And we're going to do 10 of these. Keep your knees separated as you lift. Push your heels into the ground. Keep those abdominals nice and active. So you want to do this movement nice and slowly, okay? So it's not effective if you're not doing it properly. So you really want to feel what you're supposed to be feeling here. So we do it nice and slow. That's 5. We've got 5 more to go. As you're pushing your knees out against the band, your glute medius should start kicking up. So the sides of your bum should start burning too as you're going down. And we've got 3 more. This is number 9. And as we go to number 10, I want you to stay at the top. So you're going to roll through the spine as you lift, push your heels into the ground, and you're going to stay at the top. Right, so now we're at the top, and you really want to squeeze through the glutes. Push your heels into the ground and lift through this glute bridge. Make sure that you're not lifting through your lower back. So if you feel something in your lower back, that means you're extending in the lower back. So make sure that the movement is only from your glutes. So number 10, you're staying up there. You're staying up there, number 10. And now you're going to separate your knees. So as you open up into that abduction, I want you to make sure that your hips are not dripping. So as you open up, so what would happen usually is that would happen. So you want to keep your glutes nice and strong and your hips stable, and you're going to separate the band. So we're going to do 10 of these, okay? Keep your glute bridge up and separate. 1, 2, 3, 4, nice and strong. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you can come back slowly back down and rest. Right, so we're going to go up into that isometric bridge again as we do the last activation exercise. So you're going to go through the spine, lift and squeeze. And now I want you to shift your weight to the left hand side as you squeeze that bum. So shift your weight, squeeze the left bum a little bit tighter, and you're going to lift that leg up. So extend the right leg off the ground, and you're going to drop your hips, and you're going to do single leg bridges with the band. Right, so the band really adds another challenge with this one. So you're going to go down, lift 1. We're going to do 5 each side. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do not drop your bridge. Bring your leg down. Keep that bridge nice and strong. Squeeze your right bum a little bit tighter. Shift your weight slightly to the right. Extend the left leg up. Make sure that your toe is flexed at all times. And you're going to go down and push through the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice sometimes that you won't go as high as you would if you're in a normal bridge, and that's fine, guys. And to your last one, leg down, squeeze to the glutes, and slowly lower back onto the ground. Well done. Let's take a small break, and we're going to do that one more time. Right, so you should start feeling a nice burn in your glutes as we repeat that set. Right, so 10 bridges, so feet on the ground for the first one. If you have your band on, guys, keep your knees separated. And we're going into our bridges. Tuck your tailbone in. My abdominals are still active. Belly button in and slowly down. Lift and squeeze. If you're feeling a little bit of pain in your lower back, try not to go as high as you are. Go a little bit lower in your bridge. Keep dropping that belly button in. And we've got 5 more. Remember, when you get to number 10, you want to stay up there in your isometric bridge. Nice and slowly. Number 9. And to your last one. 10. Stay up there. Squeeze your glutes. Keep your hips nice and stable. So no dipping in your hips, please. Watch your hips that they don't move out, down and up. So we're going to just separate the knees, dropping the knees out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your hips up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To your last one. 10. And you can slowly come back down and rest for a moment. Then the last one, we're going to go into our single leg bridges. So we're going to start off in a normal bridge, and then we shift our weight. So we can go, separate your knees, lift up, Squeeze your left glute a little bit tighter. Shift your weight slightly to the left. Lift that right leg up. Dip. As soon as your bum touches the ground, you lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently bring that leg down. Keep up in your bridge. Squeeze your right glute a little bit tighter. Shift your weight to the right. Extend that leg, flex your toe. Touch and thrust. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly back down and release. Well done. You should start feeling a nice burn in your glutes as we did our activation. Right, we're going to go into a side lying series, and we're going to superset that series as well, just as we've done now. So I want you to lie on your side. You could either have yourself hoisted up onto your shoulder, but make sure that you're not dipping into your shoulder, right? So if you have yourself up like that, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, you can just gently put your head down onto the lower arm, right? Make sure that this hand is out in front of you, stabilizing. Look down and make sure that your body is nice and straight. Okay, and also the last thing, your hips are nicely stacked. So the top hip is facing straight up to the ceiling, and you're not open like that, or you're not too closed forward, right? So my body's in line with each other, my hips are perfectly stacked, and both my legs are straight. So if you have a band, obviously this is going to be a little bit more of a challenge for you as well. So you're just going to lift that top leg off the bottom leg, and I want you to slightly bring it backwards. So slightly bring that leg backwards so it's not directly on top of your bottom leg. Bring it slightly backwards, and it's off the bottom leg. If you don't have a band, this is also still challenging. Make sure this hand is out in front of you for some stability, and you can just rest your head. So just hold that position for a moment. You're going to push your heels out away from you. So imagine that there's a wall behind you, and you're really pushing out with that heel. So you're going to really squeeze and activate the glutes in that motion, and we're still holding that up. Key thing here is flex your toe, push your heel out away from you, squeeze your glutes, leg is off the bottom one. Now we're going to do some small side lying leg lifts, but I don't want you to go beyond your shoulder level. So as my leg is there, you're just going to lift very slightly, and your leg doesn't go beyond your shoulder level. Okay, obviously if you don't have a band on, this is what you need to control. So control how much you go up. So it's a very slight lift, very small lift, and we're going to do 10 of these, nice and slowly up and down. 7, 8, 9, very slowly, and 10. Keep it up for me, and you're going to move your leg forward and backwards. So now as you move your leg forward and backwards, what you want to prevent doing is moving your hips. Right, so everything from your hip upward should stay nice and stable as you're translating that leg forward and backwards. So your hand in front of your chest becomes very important here, because it's nice, it's stabilizing that motion. Right, so you want to go forward and back. Remember, try to keep that leg straight. Don't bend as you're going backwards. Keep that leg straight, push your heel out away from you, and we're doing 10 of those. 6, 7, 8, 9, keep that leg up, and 10. The last one you're going to do, we're going to do 5 circles forward and 5 circles backwards. Keep that leg up, and you're going to go circles. Draw circles, 3, 4, and I'm going to move backwards. Keep that leg up off the bottom leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you can gently rest that leg down, bring your knees forward, and just rub and soothe that little ache that we just felt now. Okay, now I'm going to swap over to the other side, and I'm going to do those 3. Right, so you can either be hoisted up onto your elbow or down onto your arm. Straight legs, make sure that my hips are perfectly stacked and my body is nice and straight. Guys, do not forget about your abdominals. Don't hang over here. Really still keep that nice and active. My stabilizing hand is out in front of me. Right, so now we're going to start off with lifting that bottom or the top leg off the bottom leg, and you're going to slightly bring it backwards, right? So it's not directly above, it's a little bit backwards. As you push that heel out away from you, push your wall away from you, behind you, and you really want to flex that toe, keep it nice and strong as the top leg is off the bottom leg. And you're just holding that for a moment. Good, and as we prepare to lift the leg very slightly up and down, we're going to go into our leg lifts. 1. As you can see, I'm really just going very slightly up. I'm not going crazy with my leg lifts. You really want to squeeze, keep that heel away from you, push your toes up to your face. 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep it up at 10, and you're going to go forward and backwards. Keep your leg nice and straight. Stabilize your hand. Remember, we want everything else from the hips upwards to be nice and stable. So you're not moving your body. You're just moving that leg forwards and backwards. Squeeze it to go back. That's 5. Forward and backward equals 1. 6, 7, 8. Should be feeling the burn. 9 to the last one. Keep it up, and you're going to draw circles. So 5 circles forward, and we're going to go 5 circles backwards. Keep that leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly down. Bring your knees in, and you can just rub to soothe that movement. Right, guys, we're going to do one more set of that. So you're going to swap over to the other side as we finish off the set. Right, straight legs, nice and stacked. As you lift that leg and slowly backwards, hold that position. Just push your heel out away from you. Keep your abdominals nice and active. And we're going to do 10 small lifts up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Translating forward and backwards. Keep that toe nice and flexed. Eight, 2 more. 9 to your last one, and 10. Now we're going to go circles. 5 circles forward, 5 circles backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Glutes should be nice and burning, especially if you have a band on the sides. Right, so if you don't have a band, obviously just control that movement, because the band is restricting me quite a bit. So if you don't have the band, that's perfect. Just control your movement. Make sure it's small movements as we go to the last side. Nice and stacked, nice and straight. Lift leg off, slightly backwards. Push that heel away from you. And we're going small lifts up to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now translating that leg forward and backwards. Keep that leg straight, guys. Remember, no bending as you go backwards. Keep it as straight as possible. And 10. Now 5 circles forward, 5 circles backwards. Should be feeling a nice little burn at the side thigh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can bring your knees in and just rub your side as we conclude that set. Right, guys, we're going to go into the last set. So this last set also involves your abdominals. So we're going to do a little bit of abdominals, but it's still hip stability and hip strength. So you're going to go onto your back for the last 3 exercises. And the first one you're going to go is, you're going to go up into a tabletop position. So bring your knee up, keep it bent, and keep your back nice and flat on the ground, followed by the other knee. Right, so you're in your tabletop position here. We're going to start with dead bugs. So arms up, facing the ceiling, and you're going to drop an opposite arm and opposite leg at the same time. So I took my band off because we're also adding our abdominals here. Right, so I want to go up into my chest lift as I look at my hips. So my back is off the ground, my shoulder blades off the ground. And as I drop my left leg down, my right arm follows overhead, right? So I'm in my dead bug position and I come back. Notice how the other 2 limbs are staying nice and still. This obviously is a little bit of coordination, but if you get it and if you do it nice and slowly, you can get it easily. That's 2. You're doing 10 in total. Keep the other 2 limbs in the middle, not moving. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to your last one, and 10, and gently go down. Right, now you're going to bring your ankles and your knees together. So you're sticking your knees together, sticking your ankles all the way together, and you're going to squeeze as hard as you can. So you're switching on those adductors as we're going to go up into our chest lift again. So you can either have your hands up or your hands on the ground, doesn't matter, as long as you're up into your chest lift. Looking at your hips, squeezing the thighs and the knees together, and you're going to extend the leg. So literally just extend the leg out and back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze the knees together. Don't forget to squeeze. 7. Keep it going. 8, 9 to your last one, and 10. And you can slowly bring it back down. Right, now you're going to put your fingers together behind your head, and your elbows are nice and open, guys. Okay, so at no point are you closing your elbows into your face. And I want you to bring, so you're going to rotate your knees over to my right shoulder, and I can see my left ankle nice and clearly. So from this normal position, I just rotated my knees over, and my hips are staying in the same place, just my knees and my ankles have shifted over to the other side. Now I'm going to do 5 oblique crunches. So my right elbow aiming for my left ankle. Right, so you're keeping this position as you're going up. So you're going up 1, we're doing 5 each side. 2, really feel that strength in your obliques. 3, 4, keep lifting. Do not pull your head forward. And 5. Perfect. Now you're going to go back to the middle with your knees and rotate to the other side. So my knees are now pointed over to my left shoulder, and I can see my right ankle over there. Now my left elbow is going to aim for my right ankle as we're going up. Remember, your hands are behind your head for support and not for pulling. Okay, so the movement doesn't come from your head, the movement comes from your abdominals, and you go up. 2, 3, 4, to your last one, and 5. Bring your legs back to the middle and slowly back down. Well done. And we're going to do one more set of that, adding our abdominals with our hip stability and strength. Right, so one leg up to tabletop position, really drop that belly button down to your spine, keep it nice and stable, followed by the other leg. And we're going to start off with our dead bugs. So hands up over to the ceiling. As my left leg drops and extends, my right arm comes overhead. Make sure they go straight down, not touching the ground, just hovering off the ground, and back down and back up. Remember, the lower that you go down, the more challenging it is on your abdominals. So if you can't go all the way down without lifting or arching in the back, then try going a little bit lower. So try going just there and slowly in. Right, you want to keep it nice and stable and keep the exercise the most effective. 6, 7, 8, Keep your back flat. 9 to your last one. And 10. Perfect. Now you're going to keep your knees up. Squeeze your ankles and your knees together as we activate those adductors. And you're going to go up into your chest lift. Remember, either hands here or down there. And you're going to extend and bend. Right. Keep your abdominals nice and strong. 10 of these. 2. 3. Keep those ankles together. 4. Squeeze your thighs. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9 to your last one. And 10. And slowly back in. Right, keep your knees up into the tabletop position. As you rotate your knees towards, angling towards my right shoulder, I can see my left ankle. My hands are behind my head for support. Elbows are always open. Do not pull your head forward as you go into your oblique crunch, 5 each side. So I'm aiming my right elbow to my left ankle. And there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. And I'm going to go over to the other side. Angle your knees down to the left hand side. And we're going left elbow to right ankle. And let's lift. Squeeze those obliques. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And bring your knees into your chest as you pull and feel a nice stretch in your lower back and in your glutes. Well done. Right, as you drop one leg down, rest the leg onto the ground and just pull the one leg in as far as you can. Feel a little bit of a deeper stretch there. And take that same leg up to the ceiling, hands behind the knee, fingers locked in together, and just pull gently as well. Make sure that your toe is flexed down to your face and you're pushing your heel away from you so you can feel it also in the calf. If you're feeling a neural stretch, you can just relax that leg out. And you're going to take the same leg and you're going to cross it over the other knee. So as if you're sitting into a lady's seat, then you literally just go knees over knee and you're going to lift your knees up to your chest. Try holding both ankles. So left hand to right ankle, right hand to left ankle. And you're going to pull those ankles apart. As you're pulling down, you're going to feel a nice deep stretch in that left glute. If you can't reach your ankles, just try going as far as you can up your leg. And just pull down on your leg. And you're going to let go nice and slowly. As the other knee comes into your chest, the other leg is straight and relaxed onto the ground. Really pull that knee into your chest. Bring your leg up to the ceiling, hands behind the knee, fingers locked, and just gently pull. Your toe is flexed, heel out away from you, toe towards your face. If you're feeling a little bit of neurology there in your leg, just relax that foot. This is your hamstring stretch. Right, and then you're going to cross your right knee over your left knee into that position. And you're going to bring your knees up towards your chest. Left hand on right ankle, right hand on left ankle, and pull down. Feel a nice stretch going deep into your right glute. As you can gently let go, as you go up, and I want you to turn around for the last stretch. Separate your knees, bring your big toes together, drop your bum down to your heels, and you're really just going to stretch into your child's pose. And as you come up, that is it from me today. Well done, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday morning. And catch me again next week, Wednesday, same time, same place. And stay tuned for the rest of the week that we have in store for you at 7:30 every morning. That's it from me. I'll see you guys next week.